Bhagavad Gita session. Today we are going to understand third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Third chapter. The name of the third chapter is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. How karma can be linked to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How it can be a yoga. Anything that you are doing, how it can be a service to the Lord. That we will discuss today. Every concept regarding the karma will be delineated here very nicely, and in fifth chapter again it will come. So all the concepts will be cleared about karma today and in fifth chapter. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guruho Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So till now we have discussed the condition of Arjun, very confused, very vulnerable, not sure about the future, what is going to happen. Okay, before we move ahead, let me check whether or not I am audible perfectly. Please let me know if I am not audible. You can put in chat box. Am I audible to you all? Any noise problem? All of you can put in chat box. Okay. Yeah, so we understood till now the situation of Arjun, how it is in a position where he is confused in spite of having all the skills and good parentage. Everything is very nice about him, but still he is unable to solve the problems. That is his. That is making him really very, um, putting him in a very problematic situation. He is unable to understand what he should do. Yeah. So Lord Krishna told him that in second chapter that we are not this body, we are soul. And in spite of the body getting killed, the soul lives forever. It does not get killed. Also, he told that whatever takes birth is for sure will die. So anything that we see in the nature or in our surrounding that was created at a particular date or a particular time must get destroyed in due course of time, because it was created by time, it will get destroyed by time. Anything which is beyond time will never get destroyed. For example, the soul or the dharma, Sanatan dharma. This is it was there was never a date. We can trace out the dates of every uh, so-called religion in the society. They are having some date when they were created on a particular date. So anything which has a beginning will have an end. But Sanatan Dharma, if we go Vedic culture, it has you won't find any trace. It is so deep rooted. It has no date of manufacture. It comes with the soul, Sanatan. Soul is Sanatan, and the nature of the soul is Sanatan, and that is called the Dharma, Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is not Hindu Dharma. Hindu Dharma is named to, uh, we can say that someone named Sanatan Dharma as Hindu Dharma. But the principle of Sanatan Dharma is based upon the Vedas, scriptures. So that Dharma, that the soul, innate nature of the soul, that is called Sanatan Dharma, innate nature, which is eternal in nature. So that is unperishable. It will never get perished because of influence of time or anything. Problem may happen, soul may forget its identity, but the nature will remain the same. And what is the nature? The eternal nature of the soul is to serve. So we also discussed either we serve God or we serve dog, but the nature of the soul to serve will remain forever. In liberated condition or constitutional position, the soul likes to serve the God, but when it is conditioned, eh, the the love that it should be that should be towards Krishna, it is reposed wrongly towards uh, society, friendship, and love, like dogs or our animals, dogs, pet dogs, or society. It should be in net naturally. Actually, it is inclined towards Krishna. In diseased condition, it is inclined towards something else other than Krishna. And then we talked about the sthit pragya, the person who is established in knowledge. How does he act, how does he walk, how does he sit, what is his language, and how does he speak. It means in when situations are not favorable, then how does he respond, and when things are good, how does he take it. When someone is envious of him, how does he respond. If someone praises him, how does he take it. So also, uh, what is his mentality, what is his mentality when some desires come, they overpower his mind. So how does he respond to those desires? That also we talked, and the example was given by the ocean. Also we talked the mind, whatever sense it is focused upon, that sense has power to drag away the mind. unless our senses are engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, there is every chance that one may fall down. And there are 8 steps of fall down, starting from focusing on a particular sense object to fall down. There are 8 steps. So these are the things that we talked, and in the end, Lord Krishna uh, concluded with this. And now, in third chapter, we are going to start. The question will arise that whether I should fight or not fight. That will be the question. Now Arjuna is confused about the, because there are two dharma. One is of the related to the body, related to the soul. So soul never dies and body never lives forever. It will, for sure it will die. So what he should do? Whether he should renounce the work or he should work. That is his question. Let us understand. Renunciation of work and renunciation in work. There are two things that we will understand. Renunciation of work and renunciation in work. अर्जुन उवाच जायसी चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे मां नियोजयसि केशव. That is the confusion of Arjun. Jayasi, that if you think, Arjun is asking to Lord Sri Krishna, that if you think jayasi chet karmanaste, that if work if having knowledge is better than fighting, then why are you engaging me in this? Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana. If you think that knowledge is better than working or fighting in this uh, such a ghastly warfare, then why you are engaging me? Tat kim karmali ghore. In this ghastly, ghore means ghastly warfare, why you are engaging me? Niyojayasi, why are you engaging me? This is the confusion of Arjun. So this is the job. Unless things are very clear, we should keep asking the question. That is the way of learning. We should keep asking till unless we get fully uh, we unless fully understand the matter. Till that time we should ask. In confusion we should not understand that I have. And the Srila Prabhupada tells that asking question is a sign of intelligence. Sometimes we don't ask question because we think if I ask a question, what will people think of me? So a person who asks question, he may be a fool for once in the class, but one who does not ask question, he remains fool forever. So Arjuna is a good disciple. He's asking question, and these questions include all the questions of all the world, of everyone in the world. Whatever question related to our life may be there, Arjuna has asked everything, and the answer can be found in the words of Gita, in the words of Lord Sri Krishna. So he's saying that if it is better to renounce, why are you engaging in this work? If I have to go to forest, better I have to go to forest. Why to kill these people? व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोह्यसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयो हमाप्नुयाम्. If you think व्यामिश्रण मिश्रण, why are you asking, why are you speaking of misrit vakya? It is not clear, it's ambiguous. Two statements are coming from the same, two meanings are coming from the same statement. Fight or no fight. Why are confusing me? Buddhim mohyasi me, my mind is getting confused. Tad ekam vad nishchitya. Just confirm what one activity should I do. Tad ekam vad nishchitya. For certain, what should I do? Yena shreyam, by which I can attain shreya. Apnuyam, I can attain shreya. Shreya, there are two things, shreya and preya. Shreya means which is beneficial in long term. Uh, for example, if a student is there, he does not whole year he does not study, then he is enjoying whole year. But what will happen? Whole life he will be, his life will be vulnerable, not successful. He will not get the job like that. So That is called prayas, momentary enjoyment, and whole life suffocation, whole life problem, prayas. So people with lower intelligence, they run behind prayas, momentarily happiness, sensual happiness. Serious means long term happiness, and above sensual happiness, that is called Shreyas. Controlling our senses to get higher goals, to attain higher goals. So Arjuna is asking about Shreyas, not momentary happiness. Because if he fights, then momentarily he can become a king, he can be a ruler, and enjoy. But he wants Shreyas, highest thing he wants. He's talking about going back home, back to Godhead. He's talking about. So he's asking what is best for me. So a person with higher intelligence only can ask about Shreyas. Other people will ask only how to get money, how to be happy, how to enjoy, because these are prayers, sensual enjoyment, momentarily enjoyment. न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्मकृत् कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः. So now this was the question of Arjuna. Now Lord Krishna has started speaking, answering to him. He is saying that, see, don't ask about renunciation of work. Nobody in the world can be without working. Na hi kaschit kshanam, even for a moment. Kaschit kshanam api, even for a moment one cannot. Jatu tishtati, sit, even for a moment one cannot sit. Akarmakrit, without performing any activity. Karyate hi avashah karma sarva prakriti, because by default prakriti jai guna, because of the nature itself, uh, it is coming directly. Prakriti jai guna, jai means taking birth directly from the modes of material nature. This is happening. One will be avashah, he will be forced to act. He does not have control over it. Nobody should think that I won't work, I will take a renunciation and I won't work. It is not possible. Many times it is seen. This scene you can see, some yogi baba is there taking hookah and smoking ganja, playing football. They thought that they will leave the society and they will not work. But by default there is a nature, three modes will act and one will be forced to act because of the three modes. Avashya, one has not control over three modes. So unless we are fully uh, matured, prematurely we should not uh, reduce, we should uh, not work, we should be acting in as per the order of the seniors. Whimsically giving up the our prescribed duty is very troublesome, not only for our own spiritual path but also for the society. Society, what will they learn, what will they think about these sadhus? So sometimes we see that there are sadhus sitting near the steps of the temples and begging. That is not the culture of sadhu. Sadhu is there to give the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna will take care. He will make someone agent and they will ask and come and ask, Baba, I want to serve you, how can I serve you? Krishna will make them arrangement. But rather than serving Krishna by spreading the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the spreading Krishna consciousness, one is busily engaged in just taking care of his belly whole day, sitting at the steps of the temple or taking ganja, or so this is not good for one's spiritual path. Better be engaged in the service. So now the question, let it be very clear. What is the question? Renunciation or work? Either we should renounce the world or we should work in the world. That is the question. So we will very soon go to the conclusion. Karmendriyani संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इंद्रियार्थान् विमूढ़ात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. If someone prematurely he gives up the activities, there are 10 senses. 5 are knowledge acquiring senses like eyes, tongue, like that, and there are 5 working senses like hands, legs, genitals. So these are 10 senses. So one who has stopped 5 working senses but 5 knowledge acquiring senses are constantly working. He's looking at a beautiful woman. His tongue is crying for eating tasty stuffs. So then, but working, he's not externally not eating. Externally, he's not doing the things. So that is called mithyachari. Mithyachari. One thing should be very clear in this, that inside he is trying to control the senses. Then he's not mithyachari. But inside he is enjoying the senses. In private he is doing something which is not expected from the person of such a stature. Then that is called mithyachari. But he is struggling, then that is all right, because he is trying to control. Trying to control means you will have to struggle. So that is all right. But uh, not that in public we will be sadhu and private will be enjoyer. So many times such things happen. We come in the news that this Baba or that uh, father, that from all the religion almost, someone is making a show of a very religious person, and but in private he is engaged in sensual activities, which is not expected from uh, that person from that position. So that is called mithyachari. So it should not be done prematurely. One should not do. Rather, one should be engaged in the niyat karma, prescribed duty. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajayo ya karmalah sharira yatrapichyate na prasiddhyeda karmalah. Rather, being one should be engaged in niyat karma, better than a karmi, better than becoming non-acting. We should be acting, because if even if we want to take care of our body, we have to work. If one does not work, his body will get diseased, and how will he get food? Even if he takes food, how he will digest? So one should be acting. Sharir yatra, even the taking care of the body cannot be done without acting. Na prasidhyet or karmala, those who are not acting, not working, it's not possible even to take care of the body. Sharir yatra cannot be done, maintenance of the body cannot be done. So we should act. It is clear now that we don't have to stop acting, we have to work. So how, what about renunciation? Don't we need to renounce the work? So now Lord Krishna is going to explain what is the meaning of renunciation. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संगः समाचर. यज्ञार्थात् कर्म, वॉट एवर एक्टिविटी यू आर डूइंग, you do it for यज्ञ. यज्ञ पुरुष, यज्ञो वैसः, Lord Narayan, Vishnu, Krishna, Ram, he is the actually Yajna Purush. He is person who is the enjoyer. Yajna arthat karmalo nitra. Whatever activity we are doing, we should be doing it for Yajna arthat, for the sake of Yajna, Vishnu, Narayan. Anyatra, if we do for someone else, maybe for our own self, for the society, for the friendship, for love, then loko ayam karma bandhana, it will be cause of bondage in this material world. Loko ayam karma bandhana, the karma will create a bondage, karma bandhan. Every action we are performing, it is binding us more and more. We are getting bound by the shackles of our own karma in this material world. Tadartham karma kaunteya. So we should work. Lord Krishna is saying, "O Arjuna, so work for him, tad artham. For him only you work. Yajna Purush. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samacharam. Then you will be liberated." So we have to act. It is not that we have to stop working, but we, for whom we have to work. So whatever is there, we have to do it for Krishna. So if we talk about renunciation, what we can renounce? When we can, we had nothing. When we'll die, we have nothing. So what is ours? Nothing is ours. Because if something is belonging to us, we must be the owner of it. We must have it always. But when we die, we can not have even this body. So we are not owner even of this body. This body is awarded by the material nature under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So nothing is ours. We are not the owner, not proprietor of this, even this body. So how we can claim the proprietorship over anything connected to this body? So this consciousness that I am the owner and let me renounce this, This is in its own self a big bewilderment. So those people who think that we have to renounce the world, this is an illusion. How you can renounce? It does not belong to you. For example, a person, he is walking on the road and he's saying that I'm renouncing this Taj Mahal, I'm renouncing this Red Fort, I'm renouncing this India Gate, I'm renouncing this Gateway of India. So people will consider him a fool because nothing belongs to him and he's saying that I'm renouncing this, I'm renouncing that. First own it, then you can renounce. So nothing belongs to us in this material world, practically nothing. Today it might be ours, tomorrow it will be someone else. So how we can say that this is mine? Owner means he is always owner. It is not going to be taken away from him. So Krishna is the real proprietor, and that will come in upcoming session. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram yajna tapsam sarvalok maheshwaram. He is the proprietor of all the planetary systems. Sarvalok Maheshwar. Maheshwar. Ishwar means controller. Great controller of all the planetary systems. Everything. Tadartham karma kaunte. So we have everything belongs to him. So whose service that should be applied for? For example, I have a car and my driver is there. So driver should use the car for my service or for his own service? For my service. But if he starts acting for his own service, then he is a thief. He is not a good servant. And he will be very soon going to be expelled from the job. Similarly, those who are enjoying the material things for their own selves, actually they are the thieves. They should engage those things, whatever technology is there, whatever luxuries are there, that is to be should be used in the service of Krishna. Sometimes people ask that you are criticizing these things, technology and so many things. So why you are using? We are using it for Krishna, and that is the purpose, because everything that is there in the world that belongs to Krishna. Once one person met Srila Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada asked me, what business do you do? He said, I'm doing business of mirror, glass. So Prabhupada said, okay, so you're a thief. He said, how? Prabhupada asked, where do you get the raw material from it? He said, I take silica means sand, and I make it. Prabhupada asked, where did you get it silica from? He said, from nature. He said, then how do you pay back to the nature? He said, oh, but I do a little bit donation. Prabhupada said, oh, then you're a small thief. So if you are doing little bit donation, you are a small thief. If you are doing everything for Krishna, you are his servant, considering your position as a servant, then you are the right servant. Otherwise, if you are keeping anything for your own self, then we are the thief. Yagyarthat karmalo nyatra. So we have to act for Krishna. Very clear. There is no doubt. Lord Krishna has very clearly spoken of it here, that we have to act for Krishna. So there are two types of person: Gyan yogis, who wants to renounce action, and Karma yogis, those who perform their inherent actions. So we have to act. So renunciation should be in the mood that it does not belong to me. Everything belongs to Krishna. So I am acting with the mood of renunciation. So renunciation of work is not right, but renunciation is in work is right. So we are working, but we are renounced to the result of the work, because everything belongs to Krishna, so it is His. That should be the mood, and that is the proper understanding from this sloka. Renunciation of work and renunciation in work. So which is better and which is right as per the scriptures, Vedas, Gitopanishad? The renunciation is work is right. So we don't have to stop working, rather we have to stop thinking that I am the enjoyer of this work. As we gave the example that there were two people standing on the road and they were talking. You see this big building, 40-story building, that is mine. Another is saying, oh, that is nothing. You see that 62-story building, red one, that is mine. And the third person was standing over there and he was looking at them, such a wretched fellows, not having proper clothes, even the slippers were torn, and they are talking so big things. So he asked them, okay, please tell me about yourself. Who you great souls are? They said, actually, we are laborers. So 20 years back, when these buildings were under construction, we were the ones who were carrying the bricks and other raw materials from one place to another. So just because we work, this belongs to me. That is their conception. So this is foolishness. So we have to work, and the result should be offered to Krishna because he is the proprietor. Those who is supplying the raw material, those who own the raw material, the building belongs to him. So whatever is there in the society, whatever is coming, the raw material is taken from the nature. Anything that we see, the cloth or the laptop or the mobile or anything, the house, everything belongs to Krishna. The raw material comes from nature. Nature is working under him. So everything should be utilized for the pleasure of Krishna, not our own pleasure. If we are going any place, we should go only for preaching purpose. Then we have no karma. Because there are five kinds of pap that everyone does. What is that? If we walk, then we are so many living entities are getting trampled because and we are walking. They get trampled. We walk over them and they die. When we are drinking water, so many living entities are there in water and they die. When we are breathing, so many. So like that, eating and then putting fire for cooking and grinding. So these things are there. So Panch Suna Yajna. Earlier people used to do Panch Suna Yajna because there are five kinds of sins that everyone will commit with or without intention. He will be forced to act. So earlier people used to do yajna to rectify to those mistakes, to those sins. But in present situation, nobody knows about them. So better if we do the same thing for Krishna, then we are saved from taking the sins from these activities. If we are working for our own purpose, for taking care of our belly and going to the job, then we have to pay the tax of so many living entities being killed. If we are cooking for our own belly, then we'll have to take also the karma of so many living entities getting killed. But if we are cooking for Krishna, if we are walking for Krishna, if we are drinking for Krishna, if we are breathing for Krishna, everything for Krishna, maintaining the body so that we can preach. If we are maintaining the body for the pleasure of Krishna, for the service of Krishna, then we are not incurring any sin. So everything has to be used in the service of Krishna. Those materialistic people who say that these are double standard, that they say that we should not be enjoying the material world, but they are themselves using these. Actually, they should understand this principle. We are using for the service of Krishna. We are going someplace with flight or with train or whatever. We are going for the service of, for the preaching purpose, for the service of Krishna. Then we are not incurring any sin. But if you are going for your own pleasure, for your own sense enjoyment, then you are having a big karma. That should be very clearly understood from this verse. And what next? Lord Krishna says, यज्ञशिष्टासिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते त्वघमं पापा ये पचन्तात्मकारणात्. यज्ञशिष्टासिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः. Those who cook for their own selves, they are merely eating sin, and those who are cooking for the yajna, then they are in uh, every bite they are taking, then they are killing their sins. Yagya Sishtasinah Santah Muchante Sarvakilbesa. All the kilbis, all the pap, all the sins are one is getting liberated by cooking for Krishna. And if he is cooking for his own self, ye pachanti means cooking for his own atma karanat, for his own self, or own also means the relatives, the family members. For them, then bhunjate tu agham papa. Then he is merely eating only papa. Agham is great sin, only sin. So every bite that we are taking, we are eating sin. So from ritual to we have to karma yoga. Whatever we are doing, let us do it for Krishna. Then we are relieved from the sins. So that is a now comes the concept of yoga ladder. There are different steps. So one thing, let us conclude that whatever activity we have to do, but we have to do it for the pleasure of Krishna. Then it is better than giving up the job itself. That should be done. So there are different steps. One is animal life, that one does not care about any rules and regulations. He just want to live his life as per his own demands, as per his own mindset, not caring, not bothering about what scriptures tell, what gurus saying, what sadhus are saying, not caring about it. That is animal life, no care. Karma kand, that scriptures talk that if you want to enjoy, enjoy in this way, so he's following that thing. So that is karma kand, better than animal life. Mostly in modern world are at the level of animal, not caring about the scriptures, they don't have knowledge of scriptures. Better than them are the karma kandis, those who are following uh, karma kand section of vedas. And better than them is Sakam Karma Yogi. They are doing the activities but offering, but they are attached to the fruit. So some part of the fruit they are offering to Krishna, some part they are keeping for their own selves. Karma Kand means they are doing, they are pleasing the demigods. That comes in Karma Kand. Sakam Karma Yoga means he is doing for Krishna, but he is keeping also for his own self. So that is Sakam Karma Yoga. He is behind the result. And then comes Niskam Karma Yoga, that is not attached to fruits also, but he is attached to the activity. For example, he likes to do something, then he won't leave that particular job, but he is not attached to this result, but he is attached to the job. For example, one is good musician, so he is ready, whatever I get, whatever income I get, whatever popularity I get, I will serve, I will give it to Krishna, but I won't leave this music. So that is Niskam Karma Yoga. And then Gyan Yoga, that he comes and uh, he gets the knowledge and then he stops functioning. From this stage, one stops functioning. And then Ashtanga Yoga, that is higher than Ashtanga Yoga is higher than Gyan Yoga. There are eight steps of Ashtanga Yoga, like Yam, Niyam, Asan. Asan is one of them. Like postures. Nowadays, Ramdev Baba is very famous. So he's doing what he does. Pranayam and Asan mostly. Pranayam and Asan. So two limbs of Ashtanga Yoga he takes out of eight. And then the highest is Bhakti Yoga. So Jnana Yoga is like knowing about the sunshine. Ashtanga Yoga is going to the sun planet. And Bhakti Yoga means meeting to the sun god directly, face to face. So that is the realization. So animal life means sense gratification. Uh, Karma kand means sense gratification is there, but it is free from bondage. One is still enjoying the senses, but he is free from the bondage. You can take the screenshot. And then Sakam Karma Yoga comes in that, and then Niskam Karma Yoga, Sadhana Bhakti. Then a person become selfless devotee. Sakam Karma Yoga means he is a devotee, but he is self-centered, very much for his own self, not preaching, not doing anything for the society, not spreading the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Doing something for the society means spreading Krishna consciousness. So he's not into that mode. He's just thinking that my life should be settled. This Kam Karma Yoga means he's ready to take any uh, trouble for the betterment of the society, for bringing Krishna consciousness into the heart of the people. And from this Kam Karma Yoga comes Prema Bhakti Yoga. So we have to act whatever is there, that is for the service of Krishna. If that is used, that is the real success of that thing. Once someone asked Srila Prabhupada that you criticize technology and science, that they are creating havoc in the society. Because what happens, people are living farming, they are living agriculture, and they are taking uh, big industries are being built. So this industry, nut and bolt, they are producing. So one cannot live just by nut and bolt. The day will come that there will be chaos and people will be running towards the villages, because one will live on the food. He cannot live by eating nut and bolt. So Prabhupada said that this modern education system is a slaughterhouse, because what they teach, no knowledge of the self, soul is getting killed. Not giving the knowledge of the soul is like killing the soul. Not giving the food, not giving Krishna consciousness is like killing the soul. That is the food of the soul. So it is the modern education system wherein we are very proud of sending our children and telling to the people the fee of my child is 1 lakh rupee per month. So we are very proud of it, but we don't know that we are paying for getting them slaughtered. They won't get any real value of life. They won't get any culture. They won't get any. They won't learn how to respect their parents, their seniors. So it's a slaughterhouse, modern slaughterhouse. So someone asked Prabhupada that you criticize the technology and the science, but if we see that you're using so nicely, you're having a dictaphone, you're using the aeroplanes, walking over the globe. So how is it that? So Prabhupada said this is the success of these inventions. These inventions where there people had dictaphone to make movie songs. They were using this aeroplane for mm, their sense gratification, but we are using it for the service of Krishna. That is the success of this invention. So here we can see that whatever is there, that should be used for the pleasure of Krishna. Then that is the success of it. Otherwise, it is going to bound us in our own karma. Karma bandhana. If we are doing for our own self, we are going to get bound by that activity. Tadartham lokoyam karma bandhana. Every activity that we are doing for our own self, not keeping Krishna in center, then we are bound. So how to keep in Krishna in center, that also we'll discuss in 9th chapter in more detail. So whatever we are doing at home, we are cooking. So cook for Krishna, then eat. So that should be in the background of mind that I am doing it for Krishna. Next verse come after Yagya Sishta Santu. अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञकर्म समुद्भवः. That every living entity, they subsist on food grains, annad, anna, bhavanti bhutani, all the living entities. Bhut means living entities. We are bhut, not ghost. Living entities are also called bhut. So we subsist on food grains, parjanyad. And how does this food grain come? Parjanya. Parjanya means rain. Because of rain, this anna sambhav, this anna is possible only by rain. So how rain will come? Yagyat bhavati parjanya, by yagya. Again, see, Bhagavad Gita is so scientific. Earlier we talked about 8 steps of fall down, and then we talked how not to get our senses attracted towards the sense object. So it should be engaged in the activities, and na cha ayuktasya bhavana abhaveta kutah shanti ashantasya kutah sukham. We talked about that those who are not engaged in the Krishna consciousness, engaged in the service of the Lord, then they won't get the satisfaction of the mind, and without satisfaction of the mind there is no peace. Without peace, how can be their happiness? So scientific, step by step, gradual process. These so many details are nowhere to be found. This is possible because Krishna is the manufacturer of the whole world. He knows everything in and out, so he can tell everything in full detail. Here we are seeing that because of yajna, if Krishna is pleased, then parjanya, rain will be there. Rain does not depend upon the forest. People think that if trees are there, there will be rain. It is nothing like that. Registan, the desert was there forever. It is not that because earlier trees were there, now they are not there, that is why no rain is there and it became desert. No, desert is always there, ocean is always there, and the green land is always there. It has no connection. Tree has no connection to the rains. It has no connection. Otherwise, why there is rain in the ocean? There is no tree in the ocean. Still there are rains in the ocean. So rain has direct connection with the pleasure of the Lord, yajna. And what is yajna? Yajna karma samudbhava. If people are doing their prescribed duties as per the scriptures, then that is the yajna. So in Kali Yuga, what is the yajna? In Kali Yuga, the yajna is the Kalau Hari Sankirtanat. Bhagwan ka, the name of the Lord we have to chant. That is Kali Yuga yajna. That is the activity that we have to chant, congregational chanting of the holy name. That is mentioned in the scriptures as the prescribed duty of every human being, because animals cannot chant. So for their also welfare, we should chant loudly so that the vibration will purify the whole atmosphere. If someone is chanting at one corner of the city, another corner also will get purified. That will also get benefit because the atmosphere is getting surcharged. By yajna, the atmosphere get purified because of spiritual vibration. We have practically seen that. Practically just by the holy name is so powerful. Once Prabhupada was there in the Hyderabad in 1972. It was no rain, raining season was there, but no rain was there. From last so many years, it was total drought was there. So government asked him that you are so successful preaching across the globe. You have so many disciples from the West. Please bring money from the West. We need money. Rupa said, what will you do money with money? You will not eat money. You need water to get the grains and you will eat grains. So you arrange congregational chanting and then whole city when they will chant, there will be automatically rain. But they didn't follow. They thought, what is this old traditional thing, village talk? This will not work. This is the problem. We are going away from our roots. The modern science, they are coming towards the root of Vedas. Now we are thinking that we are getting more advanced, getting exposed to the Western culture. We are giving up our Vedas, the knowledge of Vedas. So that was their conception. They didn't take the words. But Prabhupada, for the welfare of everyone, he started congregational chanting. He took his disciples, and they chanted. And soon there was rain. And it was published, highlighted in the newspaper in 1972 that by congregational chanting there is rain in Hyderabad after 4 years or so many years. So that is the case by chanting. Chanting is the Kali Yuga Yug Dharma Harinam Sankirtan. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani. So we have to do our activity and then there will be rain. We have to do our activity for the pleasure of Krishna, and when Krishna is pleased, rain will be there. When rain is there, Anna will be there, and then everyone will get the Anna. Nowadays, same earth is there, but it is not producing Anna, grains. Why? People are becoming self-centered more and more. That is why. If they are not self-centered, if they are Krishna-centered, then there will be so much grains that we can distribute to the whole world. कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरं समुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्य यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्. Because karma, that is also coming from the Vedas. It is mentioned in the Vedas, and the Vedas are also actually everything is in a cycle coming from Krishna. So we have to act for Krishna. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagya pratishthitam. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Krishna gave Vedas. Vedas are telling what we have to do. So we have to do for Krishna. So like this cycle will be complete. From Krishna, Vedas, Vedas, activity for Krishna. Cycle complete. If we don't complete the cycle, we are the culprit. And if you don't complete the cycle, if it does not go for Krishna, then there will be no rain, no grain. People will starve. Yeah. So consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. We have to act, but not for our own self. Now, there are many people who don't need to act, still they are acting. As we talked that after Niskam Karma Yoga, one comes at the platform of Jnana Yoga. So at that platform, he's mature enough. Now he can stop working. But still they act. Like Srila Prabhupada. He's a pure devotee. He's at highest level, Prema Bhakti. But still he's acting. What for? In this letter you can see Prema Bhakti. That is at the highest level. So that is about Jnana Yoga also. So, but still he is acting. What for? For setting the examples. That we will understand. You can take the screenshots. This and this is you available in YouTube. You can go there also and take a screenshot if here you don't get high quality. Yeah, so tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma param apnoti purushah. तस्मात् असक्त सततम कार्यम कर्म समाचरत असक्तो ही आचरण कर्म परम आपनोति पुरुष. Those who are acting, those who are attached, they are also acting. Those who are unattached, they are also acting. Externally both are acting. Prabhupada also acted. He was traveling, he is transcribing and he is giving class. Everyone like ordinary businessman, he is also acting. But what is the difference? Inside is the difference. He is totally renounced from inside. But a businessman, material businessman, he is totally attached from inside. That is the difference. Prabhupada is acting for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, consequently for the betterment of the whole world, for the welfare of the whole world. But materialistic people also acting, but for his own self and for his own family. So there are people who also say that why you are all escapist, you are running, you have not fulfilling the responsibility of your parents, you should be doing job and giving money to them, but you are escapist. But actually this is foolishness. This so called uh, uh, idealist, actually they themselves are not taking care of their parents. Just giving the money is not the taking care of the parents, because parents have taken given their love. So we should be responsible enough to get them delivered from this birth of cycle of birth and death. Just giving money, what will happen? One birth you may give money, what about next? If they don't do good karma, if they are not pious, then what will happen to them? And apart from that, just by giving money, one is not going to get relieved from all the sins that he has done in the past. And if he has to face the karma, he will get diseased, so many problems will come. Can you take the karma of those parents? They cannot. But by bhakti, one can get liberated. Not only his own self, but 21 generations will get purified. 21. Just imagine. Not only our father, their father, their father. Not only our mother, their father, like that. And 10 upcoming generation also. So 21 generations will get purified. So this is hypocrisy, that when someone is doing something good for the society, like army also, they go on the border and they fight for the nation. So nobody comes and says that you should be at home and serve. He is doing for the whole nation. Better than them is the sadhu who is doing for the whole world. Ayam nijah paruveti ganna lagchetasam udar charitanam vasudhaiva kutungam. This is mine, this is yours. That is the mentality of lower class people. Lagu chetasam, those heart are very small. They are just taking my parent. What about the whole world? Not only you should take care of your family, but why only your family? The whole world is in very troublesome situation. Why not taking care of them? So this is very miserly heart, very miserly heart. Udar charitanam, those who are broad hearted, swasudhaiva kutumbakam, for them the whole world is their family, and they are worrying about them how to take, like we discussed yesterday, not in this, but I will share again. We discussed that in English session. Yeah. Yeah, नैवोद्विजय पर दुरत्यय वैतरण्या त्वद्वीर्यगायन महामृतमग्न चित्तः शोचे ततो विमुखचेतस इंद्रियार्थ माया सुखाय भरम उद्वहतो विमूढ़ान. That Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I am not worried about my own welfare, because I am already engaged in your service, and so I am taking the nectar. But I am worrying about those who are vimukchetas, those who are away from you, their face is turned away from you. Indriyarth Maya Sukh, and just for the giving pleasure to their senses, taking temporary sukh, bharam utuhatu viman. These foolish people are taking so much trouble in this world. I am worrying about them. And he says that प्रायेण देव मुनयः स्वविमुक्तिकामा मौनं चरन्ति विजनेन परार्थनिष्ठः नैतान् विहाय कृपणान् विमुमुक्षयेको नान्यं तदस्य शरणं भ्रमतोऽनुपश्ये. That is quite often it is seen that Dev Munaya, there are people for their own liberation, Svavimukti Kama, desiring their own liberation, Monam Charanti Vijanena Pararthanishta. They leave these cities and towns and they go to the forest for their own benefit for their own salvation. Monam Charanti, without speaking or keeping the vows of silence. Na etan vihai kripanan vimukche ko nanem todasya sharanam brahmatonupashye. But as for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals, because they are fools, because they are just thinking the my temporary responsibilities, not just care about temporary responsibility, giving money to your parents. Also think about giving salvation to your parents. What about that? So they are fools and rascals really, because if you try to make them understand, they will just not understand, rather they will blame you only. So that is why they are full. Still the sadhus, they do not give up their responsibility. Like there is a story of a sadhu who was taking bath in the river, and there was a scorpion getting swayed by the waves of river. So the sadhu was trying again and again to take the scorpion from the water to the land, but whenever he takes the scorpion in his hand, scorpion was biting him, but still he did not leave. Someone said that you have tried so many times, why don't you leave it? It is not living its nature, it is biting you again and again. So that is the nature of scorpions. Sadhu said, if it is not living its nature, how can I? So sadhus still they are trying, that these people who are not intelligent, they are fools and rascals. That should take, rascal means foolish person, really very foolish. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. So that is the thing, that devotees also working and materialistic people also working, but devotees are working harder than them and for a higher cause. They are working for their own family only. That is good, no problem, that should be done. Everyone should take care of their family, but not only materially, also take spiritual responsibility, so that they in next birth, if they take, they should take human birth, and they should be getting a chance to practice bhakti and get delivered. So both things should be taken care of. So I think we will stop here today. If any question is there, that could be taken care. Okay, Hare Krishna. If anybody is having question, you can put in the chat box. Okay, I think there is no question, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare